Hey, y'all, gravity, any day above ground, live it. I hope you're having a fantastic end to your Tuesday. And we about to see some BS. So, Trumpy Trump is going to sit up here and talk to Congress. All right. This should be interesting to say the least. I'm telling you, this man finna lie all night. I'm telling you, he gonna lie. But we did a interesting live, right? We did a live before the live where we were talking about Derek Chauvin and how this fool Ben Shapiro is sitting up here talking about pardon Derek Chauvin. Huh? You said what? Okay. I don't know how far that's gonna go, but sure. Yeah. But anyway, we have about, what is it, 25 minutes? But Trump been acting black lately, so maybe 35 minutes. You know, he like to be late. But you know, it's funny. I see so many comments on X talking about, oh, we'll just tariff Canada and Mexico to hell. Okay. I guess y'all must have missed my broadcast when we went over the tariffs and showed how that's impossible. But you know, you let them tell it. They think they know everything. I'm fine, Jessica. I'm fine. Tonight, before this starts, family, we're going to show you something that came down today. Just to show you that Trump don't know what he's doing. But, you know, it's Trump. Everything he does is correct. Correct. But before we do that, we're doing a double live because I want these MAGA trolls to come in here and try to tell me when this starts how great he is. Maybe I'll get 67,000 views on this. I don't know. Maybe not. We might even double stream it. Let me see if I can do that. But I'll probably sound like me. So, you know, I'll figure it out. But let's see who's in the main StreamYard chat. We have Jerry Bedford, hello. Wallow J, hello. Jesse Paris, hello. DSA1, hello. And for those who haven't said anything in the live chat or the comments, good evening. Now, I figure it's Tuesday. People are probably working. They don't care about this. There's a lot going on. You're probably watching NXT. That's cool. Do your thing. But what we're going to do is, since we're going to be streaming this, we are going to do the customary house cleaning.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purpose, such as criticism, commenting, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, education, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Facts. Okay. So, something came down on the wire today. And y'all will not believe what happened.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern.
Well, what in the blue hell do we have here? Because remember, the tariff started today. We're going to go to X and show you videos of what they've been doing in Canada. But what is this? Trump could scale back Canada, Mexico tariffs Wednesday, Lutnick said. He's going to save face in this, by the way, family. I read another article pertaining to this. He's going to save face. This is their man. This is the dude who they told me was great with the business. That's fine, Torian. I'm going to watch it afterwards. But this is the person they told me was the businessman. How the businessman in 24 hours ease back on the tensions and the tariffs. But when I said that Mexico and Canada punked him right back, when he dropped them tariffs, when China punked him with the tariffs and he stopped talking about them. Y'all said I was crazy. This was negotiation tactics. What? Okay. Let's see what NBC4 in DC said. What is this?
Light on details announcement on the tariffs here. This is coming from Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick giving an interview just in the last few
Commerce
minutes.
Secretary.
He's suggesting that there
Who
could
he
be
appointed. Oops.
a compromise coming tomorrow on these tariffs. He said
Compromise within a day. A compromise. She said it. Lutnick said it.
You know how long I've been waiting for this? Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
What? Wait a minute. Trump, say it ain't so. Are you not operating in a post-pandemic world?
says he's been on the phone all day with the Mexicans and the Canadians, that both countries are trying to show that they'll do better on fentanyl. And he says that the president is listening to them, saying that he thinks Lutnick thinks that Trump is going to work something out. Saying to show that they'll do better on fentanyl. And he says that the president is listening to them, saying that he thinks Lutnick thinks that Trump is going to work something out. He also said,
wait a minute. The big man with the big stick, with the orange hair and the orange skin, the one who run around and everybody cowers when he come in the room, he be pulling world leaders in on handshakes. This can't be the same dude. It can't be. Hold on. Y'all got to see my facial expressions when I say this stuff. It can't be the same dude. Somebody's lying to me. They replaced Trump with a lizard with a mask on. That ain't the real Trump. Something happened to him at some point up until this day, and they replaced him. You know they about that life. Allegedly. This can't be the same dude. It can't be.
Says it won't be a pause. Lutnick said none of that pause stuff, but he thinks that Trump will find a way to say to the...
He's from New York. He's from New York. None of that pause stuff. She said it.
Lutnick thinks that Trump is going to work something out. He also says it won't be a pause. Lutnick said none of that pause stuff.
None of that pause stuff. Lutnick must be from New York. Him or Trump, they got to be from New York. None of that pause stuff. None of that. No pause.
But he thinks that Trump will find a way to say to the two countries that as long as they do more, he might meet them in the middle some way. The final quote being somewhere in the middle will probably be the outcome. And we're probably going to be announcing that tomorrow, guys. So a lot of questions here. Just how on board, for example, is President Trump with this plan? But this suggests that there are at least negotiations going on, which earlier today we weren't quite sure.
Negotiations. Wait a minute. When she and Trudeau and them leveled the tariffs the first time, y'all told me those were negotiation tactics. Why is he still negotiating after 30 days? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I seem to remember I told y'all that. Not y'all. Y'all all right. Didn't I tell you, trolls, that he was going to do that? He had no positioning power. Did I not tell y'all trolls in that 40K live? Did I not tell y'all that? Don't worry. When it starts, what we're gonna do is I actually just thought about this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end the phone live. When this is over, I'm going to start the phone live again because I want people to come in here and try to tell me how great what he said was. So if you know the channel, go to the channel to interact with folk. We're gonna have fun. And then we're gonna come back later and we're gonna have more fun. No, I tell a lie. Not gonna have fun. We're gonna have the big fun. So goodbye to the phone live. Okay, we grifted. We grifted a little bit. All right. This can't be the same cat. It can't be. Finish it off, young lady.
Sure how much conversation was going on among the three countries. Now Lutnick saying the administration is working on potentially some sort of a compromise. Maybe that's a lower tariff. It sounds like lower at least
tariff
than the 25% we've been talking about. We may get more details in the coming hours. They say they might announce it tomorrow.
A lower tariff. You hear him. You hear him. A lower tariff now. This can't be the same cat. It can't be. But then again, it might be. Because he was he synced it. None of that pause stuff, but he synced it.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern.
Look what Canada and them were doing. Well, look at that. They're taking the shit off the shelf. You know he mad. You just told Canadians they can't get no Jack Daniels? Look at my tweet right here. Every American should be alarmed that Canada, Mexico, and China aren't going crazy over Trump's tariffs that started today. Y'all just don't listen. Black grassroots been told y'all. Look at this. What is this?
Officially begun because Canada, Mexico, and China are pissed and have now all announced their own plans on how to retaliate against Trump's tariffs.
They're not pissed. This is the price of doing business.
So what the hell is going on? Well, you see, yesterday Trump's promised 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico and 10% on China officially kicked in. What that means is that any goods sent from these countries to the United States will now cost companies 25% more, or 10% in China's case. So for example, if a Canadian business sent a car to the US that cost $50,000, today US companies will pay a $12,500 tariff at the border.
Funny thing, when I did that live, right? And I even said this yesterday, didn't I not tell y'all that that was going to happen? It's almost like I knew what the hell I was talking about. You even had that troll try to tell me, where's your econ degree? I'm like, y'all listen to motherfuckers that just showed up in politics in 2016 and y'all take their word for gospel, but somebody who actually knows what they're talking about economics wise, who was a very good economics student in school, you're going to tell me I don't know what I'm talking about? I even got them back and I said, listen, y'all's Thomas Sowell was the same person who said the same thing. I just read y'all the article yesterday when we did a live stream about how Warren Buffett said the tariffs were stupid. Tariffs and sanctions are dumb. They're antiquated. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it. And I don't care who don't like it. Hey, MAGA conservatives, Your man is running the country like Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon had nothing but old farts walking around him for years. I get it. We had the attitude era, this, that, and the third. I get it. But Trump surrounds himself with a bunch of yes men who all they want to do is pad their own stats. They don't care. And they telling that man falsehoods while he's getting reports of other countries whooping our ass right now. But let him tell it. Ain't nothing happening. Everybody gonna play ball with me. That's what he said.
So the price of your once $50,000 car is now actually $62,500. Why would Trump purposefully
That's called your Toyota from Mexico.
make things more expensive for Americans? Well, two main reasons. The first is more of a longer-term, unguaranteed benefit, but it would be to change consumer habits to buy more American-made products.
Okay, number one. This is I swear to God. Okay, number one, let's look. Apple, great. You're right. It's an American company. Apple already said that they're not going to have new iPhones and new technology out there like that. They're focused more on now the computer sector. They already told you every 2 years a new iPhone going to come out. So that's out the question. And there has not been a grand market for the MacBooks for a little while. The regular Windows PCs have started to creep back up. Number two, Tesla. Funny thing about Tesla, we already went over the fact that there's been worldwide decline in Teslas. They're going for the Chinese alternative. They're going for Rivian. Plus, he's operating in a sector now where every goddamn car company has a hybrid or an electric version. Number three, Boeing. Boeing's in hell right now with what's going on with the airline industry. Kind of shouldn't have gotten rid of MDs, huh? Kind of shouldn't have done that. But, Coca-Cola, guess what? And I was going to do a video on this, but I might as well just tell you now. The world is looking for Coca-Cola alternatives. Oops. Pepsi's trying to get into the Mexico market right now. And it looks like they might succeed. Coca-Cola in trouble. And number five, Harley Davidsons. Nobody's buying a Harley Davidson anymore. Maybe y'all didn't know this, but Harley Davidsons actually manufacture out of the country. They're not American made anymore. But, Trump ain't going to tell you that.
And incentivize more international companies to manufacture in the U.S.
Okay, Toyota already said no. But okay. I know Honda said they're going to produce in Indiana. All right. Not everybody's buying a Civic. But it doesn't matter anyway because you're paying off the Japanese. You notice they didn't put any. You notice in the last slide they didn't put any American car companies in there. I ain't talking about Tesla. They ain't put Chevy. They didn't put Dodge, even though they got bought out by the Nordics. But they didn't put that there. They didn't put Ford. They didn't put Jeep. You didn't know. Did y'all notice that? That's interesting. Samsung. Galaxies have not been attractive the last couple of years. They're getting bigger and bigger. People don't want big phones. The TV market is somewhat steady. Somewhat. Electronics, maybe they're getting into smart technology. So they may be okay. Nestle, Lord have mercy. Why would Nestle come back? They're still making profit internationally. Why would they come back? Shell, we already went over that day with the gas. We already went over that. And BMW. BMW has been in decline for the last decade. They've been trying to do the same luxury BS that got them famous, but they forgot that the rest of the car companies took that model and just put it on their regular models, and it's significantly less. What's the point in bringing them over if nobody's going to buy the car? Why am I ready to go pay $70,000 for a hybrid BMW? Why? Especially now with the tariff. Hey, Trump, maybe one of your people didn't tell you this. The parts come from Germany. I say again, you're not offsetting the cost. When you order a BMW part or an Audi part, they got to get it from Germany. They don't have it here.
In theory, that means a stronger U.S. economy, more stable jobs, and less dependence on foreign countries.
Notice he's still not talking about BRICS. You notice this.
The second reason for imposing these tariffs would be to use them as a tool to pressure Canada, Mexico, and China into doing what Trump wants.
China is part of BRICS. They already told you to screw off. Canada already told you we're going to hit you back with tariffs. Mexico already said, listen, I'm going to play ball with you a little bit, but I know where to hit you. How many times do I have to say this? They're not scared of you. Donald Trump, they're not scared of you. Donald Trump, they're not scared of you.
Some of these things that he's publicly mentioned include renegotiating trade deals, stopping illegal immigration, and the flow of fentanyl. There's also the far-fetched idea of Canada becoming a state of America. But here's where things get interesting, because instead of just doing what Trump wants, Canada has clapped back with a 25% tariff of their own, and Mexico said they're doing the same but haven't announced the percentage yet.
They're probably going to go for about 20.
China reacted a little differently by preparing to file a lawsuit with the World Trade Organization.
Moving on up.
Nasty work.
So why is Trump not backing down? Just listen to this. In 2023, Canada sent 76% of all of their exports to the United States. That accounts for roughly 19% of their entire GDP. In 2024, Mexico sent 78% of all of their exports to the United States. That makes up 37% of their entire GDP. But for
And guess what that means, sir, who is narrating this video? If they're willing to put tariffs right back on that man, what does that mean? That means they don't care about us. They don't need the money. I keep telling y'all this. They got over 150 other countries they could go do business with. Mexico has the whole access to Latin America and the Caribbean. Canada has access to Southeast Asia. They don't need us.
America, their exports to both countries combined only make up roughly 2.7% of their entire GDP. So simply put, even if they do retaliate, getting into a tariff war with the United States would hit Canada and Mexico much harder.
That's a lie. We just explained it. They can go elsewhere. But y'all don't want to tell folk that. They can go elsewhere.
Trump knows this, and he's using it.
I tell you they dumb. I tell you they're dumb. I don't think Mexico announced their percentage. I don't think they did. Yeah, no. Mexico said no. Canada said 25%. And Mexico said they're not sure what they're gonna put, but I think they're gonna put 20. I wouldn't even be surprised if that chick said I'm putting 40 on you. I wouldn't even be surprised. You can't complain about how expensive things are and also support tariffs. I tell you, they dumb. Look at this. Now, I fuck with Nas, but sometimes he be saying stupid things. What do you mean we don't care? We can send them back to the Stone Age with tariffs. No, we can't. Oh my God. No, you can't. Okay, I'm gonna have to explain this to Brother Nas. Sorry, but we will lose this war. I think they seem to forget that a country like Mexico straddles that west-east dynamic. Meaning, yeah, they're a Western country, but they can operate with the Eastern Bloc. And Canada's kind of trending towards that. Hell, remember, Canada was trying to get into BRICS. I keep telling y'all, Trump cannot threaten these countries anymore. They operated for 4 years without him. Now you got Bridget up here lying. Man, why would he take his own tariffs off? Why would he do that? Look at this. They said yesterday. Remember, the stock market was all red yesterday. Excuse me. I'm hungry. Chris Maloney. Is that the real one? That is the real one. I think that's him. Oh, look at that. I didn't even know he had a page. Well, they say he left this, so I understand. What the fuck?
Dodge Ram truck, $80,000, instantly became $100,000. Could be ground zero for the impact on the tariffs, Maria. This
Are you serious?
Dodge Ram truck, $80,000, instantly became $100,000.
Holy crap. All right. And that was Fox News. Sir, Trump, yes, that's the point of a tariff. Yes, your retaliatory tariff. He don't care. Should I reference the tweet again? It's like he don't see it. Where's my tweet? It disappeared. They said, screw your tweet. There you go. Every American should be alarmed that Canada, Mexico, and China aren't going crazy over Trump's tariffs that started today. That was February 1st. You put a retaliatory tariff on him. He don't care. Today is 25% Trump tariff day. This was brought on by our government. Trump explained that Canada treats the U.S. unfairly and been taking advantage of them for a long time. Here's a list of tariffs Canada imposes on U.S. Well, milk 270%. Well, that's your fault. Cheese 245. I guess y'all don't like Wisconsin that much. 298. Okay. Well, they got to make a profit. Trump's responsibility as president of the United States is the American people, not us. Our government is the enemy. Our government has... What the fuck? Trump's responsibility as the president of the United States of America is to the American people, not us. Oh, you were Canadian. Our government is the enemy. Okay, dude. Okay, here's the problem. See, this is why I can't take this dude seriously, because y'all had an opportunity to kick Trudeau out and change your trajectory and you didn't do it. I can't take you serious. Y'all didn't stand with your truckers. I can't take you serious.
On China, he plans to levy 25% tariffs on everything from Canada and Mexico, too. These new tariffs would cost the typical American household an additional $1,200 in 2025. But if Trump makes good on previous pledges to slap tariffs on imports from every country, American families can expect to spend as much as $4,000 more.
Allegedly.
Trump has suggested he would use the revenue from tariffs to offset more tax cuts for the rich and big corporations. But of course, as I said, any revenue raised from tariffs would be coming out of your pocket. The tariffs you pay could help facilitate this massive transfer of wealth from most Americans to the super rich. So when you're paying more for groceries, gas, and housing, know where your money is really going and know whom to blame.
You gotta love white people snitching on each other. You gotta love that. We continue. Oh boy. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Canada has all the banks in our country. Yes, and you can't bank there. Correct. You know how you could have won this trade war if you said we don't need your shit, we produce our own. And Trump knows that. That's the part. Let's see if he'll say this tonight. Let's see. Because you know sometimes he don't want to say nothing. Oh shit, it's about to start. Let's see. Let's see. We'll mirror it real quick. They disabled the chat because they know people were about to go in. And no comments? Well, ain't that something? Well. Oh boy. Family, we in trouble. Mm, mm, mm. And in other news from the Ninth Circle of Hell, Stephen A. Smith talked to Candace Owens, so we already know he compromised, so it's all good. Oh, well, look, Sharice Lane came outside and said, "Pardon Derek Chauvin for what?" Oh Lord. Floyd died from fentanyl overdose. Chauvin was convicted for being a pompous prick. Okay. You're allergic to first pages, aren't you? Listen, no white boy is gonna get with you, ma'am. They bring this man up every 4 months. We don't care. Just like when y'all convict black people, y'all just forget about them. We don't care. We don't care about this man. We really don't. Y'all really need a win? Is that bad? Okay, fine. You want to know the reason why you shouldn't pardon Derek Chauvin? I'm gonna tell you. Hey, white people, he made y'all look bad. Since you need a rationale, he made you look bad.
Sharp like a razor to blood clot.
That man could have just arrested him and taken him in. He could have been. He could have. He could have overdosed in the cell. Wouldn't have been nobody's fault. Derek Chauvin was on a power trip, and can't nobody tell us different. Oh, here we go. Here comes the BS. Look at all those millions of dollars in the room. Oh, Kira, they be playing like black folks. Because it's supposed to start at 9 and it started at 9:10. Ain't that something? Now it's 9:14. Look at Boberg. Look at her. Look at that slut dress she got on. Lord have mercy. Why is she wearing red? She just want to be seen. Who is this? Why he cheesing so hard? What is going on in here? Y'all act like y'all never seen this man before. But you ain't gonna shake not one hand with black people. Watch. Mr. President. Oh my God. Somebody threw a paper airplane at that man. Is that B6? I think that's B6. She just had to make sure. Yeah, that is B6. She just had to make sure she had an aisle seat. Trump was right about everything. You sure about that? Well, let's see if he's gonna tell the truth in the next 5 minutes. He's showing them the meme he just made. Look at this. Will you look at this? They over there talking about Nancy Mace might be a man. Lord have mercy. Oh, MAGA, you guys are, if nothing else, you guys are some kind of comedy. Did she delete? I bet you she deleted the post. No, she still got it up. I don't even know what he's doing right now. Oh, you got the justices outside. Okay. Man, they clapping like seals. Look at them. No, it's Bad Bill Beach Blonde Butch Body. It's Bad Bill Beach Blonde Butch Body. Nah, whatever gave you that idea. There go Tim Scott. You can see that's Tim Scott. His big mush mouth looking neck. Come on, Trump, start telling lies. That's probably the Democrats sitting.
Speaker Johnson, Vice President Vance, the First Lady of the United States.
Okay. Oh, Miss Pump and Dump, say less.
Members of the United States Congress, thank you very much. And to my fellow citizens, America is back.
Damn, his first sentence he's already on. Well, second sentence he's already lying.
Six weeks ago, I stood beneath the dome of this Capitol and proclaimed the dawn of the golden age of America. From that moment on, it has been nothing but swift and unrelenting action to usher in the greatest and most successful era in the history of our country. We have accomplished more in 43 days than most administrations accomplished in 4 years or 8 years, and we are just getting started.
Bullshit. Bullshit. How does he tell this lie? How do you sit up front for Congress? But how you let the media come in there and you say that lie? How?
Thank you. I return to this chamber tonight to report that America's momentum is back, our spirit is back, our pride is back, our confidence is back.
What?
And the American dream is surging bigger and better than ever before.
Assumption is the mother of all fuck-ups.
The American dream is unstoppable, and our country is on the verge of a comeback, the likes of which the world has never witnessed and perhaps will never witness again.
Start talking about bricks.
Get that nigger out of here!
The presidential election of November 5th was a mandate like has not been seen in many decades. We won all 7 swing states, giving us an electoral college victory of 312 votes.
He's starting already.
Is what you expected?
No. This is just the beginning.
We won the popular vote by big numbers and won counties in our country.
Oh my God. Bruh, that was 4 months ago. Why are you bringing up the election? Is he serious? He's not serious. Why are you bringing up the election and why y'all standing up yelling at Democrats? What are we doing? But me
and
saying vote everybody out was wrong.
2,700 to 525 on a map that reads almost completely
Oh my
red
God,
for
this already ran off the rails and he didn't even say nothing yet. Lord have mercy.
Now, for the first time in modern history, more Americans believe that our country is headed in the right direction than the wrong direction. In fact, it's an astonishing record, 27-point swing, the most ever.
Who cares? He's trolling right now.
Likewise, small business optimism saw its single largest 1-month gain ever recorded.
Mr. President,
40
that's a damn
point
jump. It's bullshit. He's gonna walk out. He's gonna walk out.
members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House and to cease any further disruption.
It's already. It's funny already. It's funny already. Oh my God.
Members are engaging in willful and continuing breach of decorum, and the chair is prepared to direct the Sergeant at Arms to restore order to the joint session.
What? Are you serious? Bruh.
Yay! And why should I kiss?
It's funny already. It's funny already.
Mr. Green, take your seat. Take your seat, sir. Take your seat.
Oh my God, he pointed the stick at that man.
Finding
Look
members
at the white
continue
man.
to
The white
engage
man put him in his
willful
place.
And concerted disruption of
Come
proper
on,
decorum,
show me.
the chair
Come on,
now
Mr.
directs
Green.
the Sergeant
Show me
at
how
Arms to
gangster you
restore
are.
order.
Walk out that motherfucker. Show me how gangster you are.
Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
Oh my God. Oh, tomorrow. Oh my God. He just galvanized Al Sharpton. Oh Lord. Jasmine Crockett finna be on MSNBC tomorrow talking about how you gonna throw out a sitting member of Congress. Here we go. Y'all really threw the black man out. This is theater. This is hilarious. I can't believe this. Oh my God. China finna call Japan right now and say, let's just call him the debt.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House. Mr. President, you continue.
Thank you.
They threw this nigga out.
Over the past 6 weeks, I have signed nearly 100 executive orders and taken more than 400 executive actions, a record to restore common sense, safety, optimism, and wealth all across our wonderful land.
Oh my God.
The people elected me to do the job, and I'm doing it.
Be quiet! Shut up!
They just threw a sitting member of Congress out of the room because he wouldn't sit down.
In fact, it
they just back of the bus this man.
That the first month of our presidency, it's our presidency, is the most successful in the history of our nation.
But he was black.
By many.
The Democrats should have been out shopping outside the mall.
And what makes it even more impressive is that, do you know who number 2 is? Oh. George Washington. How about that?
Oh.
How about that? I don't know about that list, but we'll take it. Within hours of taking the oath of office, I declared a national emergency on our southern border, and I deployed the U.S. military and Border Patrol to repel the invasion of our country. And what a job they've done.
Don't tell that lie.
Result,
don't tell that lie.
Border crossings last month were by far the lowest ever recorded, ever.
Let's talk about them arrests that you said you were going to have thousands a day. Where's these arrests? Look at RFK. What about these arrests, sir? Where are the arrests?
They heard my words and they chose not to come. Much easier that way. In comparison, under Joe Biden, the worst president in American history, there were hundreds of thousands of illegal crossings a month. And
a lot of white folk have demonstrated
murderers, drug
eloquently that they don't have no
people
sense.
From mental institutions and
insane
asylums.
Biden been gone for 4 months.
Released into our country.
Well, technically a year and a half, but you know,
this is my 5th such speech to Congress. And once again, I look at the Democrats in front of me and I realize there is absolutely nothing I can say to make them happy or to make them stand or smile or applaud. Nothing I can do. I could find
a
cure
this.
to the most devastating disease, a disease that would wipe out entire nations, or announce the answers to the greatest economy in history.
Shit, he might bring up Mallard Fillmore.
The lowest levels ever recorded.
Or Woodrow Wilson.
People sitting right here will not clap, will not stand, and certainly will not cheer for these astronomical achievements. They won't do it, no matter what. Five times I've been up here. It's very sad, and it just shouldn't be this way.
Why do you care if they don't clap for you? Who cares? Jesus Christ. We don't pay them to clap. We pay them to push our agenda. And I'm sure we pay for these signs that they're holding.
So Democrats sitting before me, for just this one night, why not join us in celebrating so many incredible wins for America?
What wins?
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
Oh, great. Tell Democrats, hey, MAGA. Jesus Christ. Get this man off the stage.
Every day, my administration is fighting to deliver the change America needs to bring a future that America deserves, and we're doing it. This is a time for big dreams and bold action. Upon taking office, I imposed an immediate freeze on all federal hiring, a freeze on all new federal regulations, and a freeze on all foreign aid.
But didn't you, it's alleged you have these fired workers in the building.
Just wanted to ask someone like you, do you get much?
I terminated the
Not too often.
Green New Scam. I withdrew from the unfair Paris Climate Accord, which was costing us trillions of dollars.
And Biden went right back into it, sir.
Not paying.
Okay, fine. You didn't want to pay.
I withdrew from the corrupt World Health Organization,
Okay, great. Wonderful. What's your plan to stop bird
And I
flu?
also withdrew from the anti-American UN Human Rights Council.
Because you're about to, never mind. Never mind, I was going to say it.
We
Never
ended
mind.
all of Biden's environmental restrictions that were making our country far less safe and totally unaffordable. And importantly, we ended the last administration's insane electric vehicle mandate, saving our auto workers and companies from economic destruction.
Okay. That's one win. One. I'll give you that one. But did you keep the kill switch mandate in effect?
To
That's what I want to know.
unshackle our economy, I have directed that for every one new regulation, 10 old regulations must be eliminated, just like I did
Oh,
in my
Chevron
very
deference.
successful
Oh, that
first
should be
term.
fun.
And in that first term, we set records on ending unnecessary rules and regulations like no other president had done before. We ordered all federal workers to return to the office. They will either show up for work in person or be removed from their job.
Or you're going to get sued to hell.
Assumption is the mother of all fuck-ups.
And we have ended weaponized government, where, as an example, a sitting
He just
president
said he ended
is
weaponized
allowed
government,
to
and he's literally doing it.
viciously prosecute his political opponent, like me.
So what are you
How did
doing?
that work out?
You just prosecuted your political
Not too
opponent.
good.
You're restricting security access. What are you talking about? Boy, I'm telling you, next year's midterms are going to be hilarious. Republicans are
And I
setting
have
them up.
stopped all government censorship and brought back free speech in America. It's back.
You brought back free speech, but you just told people on campus that they're going to pull their money if they protest. Okay, all right.
And 2 days ago, I signed an order making English the official language of the United States of America.
Okay. Why didn't you do that the first term? Now I'm going to nitpick.
I renamed the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America.
Who cares?
And likewise, I renamed, for a great president, William McKinley, Mount McKinley again.
Who he talking to like that?
Beautiful Alaska. We love Alaska.
You love Alaska, yeah? I've probably never
We've
been.
ended the tyranny of so-called diversity, equity, and inclusion policies all across the entire federal government and indeed the private sector and our military.
Then shut the fuck up in 2024. Yo, you sound dumb.
Why does he
Our
keep bringing up
country will
DEI?
be woke no longer.
What? What the hell is he talking about? Woke?
We believe that
Yes,
whether
they
you are a
still don't even know
doctor,
what woke
an
is.
accountant, a lawyer, or an air traffic controller, you should be hired and promoted based on skill and competence, not race or gender. Very important.
Oh, hey, white people, he just said y'all not getting promoted.
You should be hired based on merit. And the Supreme Court, in a brave and very powerful decision, has allowed us to do so. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay,
very much.
great. That means a lot of white people about to lose their job. So what's up?
We have removed the poison of critical race theory from our public schools, and I
bringing up
signed an
something from
order making it
2021.
the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
Wow. Because that impacted your life.
Are your feelings hurt?
Her words down.
Aw.
Oh, girl, baby
I also
girl.
signed
Oh, really?
an executive order to ban men from playing in women's sports.
Wow. Okay, great.
Three years ago, Peyton McNabb was an all-star high school athlete, one of the best, preparing for a future in college sports. But when her girls' volleyball match was invaded by a male, he smashed the ball so hard in Peyton's face, causing traumatic brain injury, partially paralyzing her right side and ending her athletic career. It was a shot like she's never seen before. She's never seen anything like it. Peyton is here tonight in the gallery, and Peyton, from now on, schools will kick the men off the girls' team or they will lose all federal funding.
So you brought this chick here to you got to be kidding me. So you, oh Lord, y'all exploited this chick. Unbelievable.
And if you really want to see numbers, just take a look at what happened in the women's boxing, weightlifting, track and field, swimming, or cycling, where a male recently finished a long-distance race.
Why is he
5
bringing
hours
this up?
and 14 minutes ahead of a woman for a new record by 5 hours. Broke the record by 5 hours. It's demeaning for women, and it's very bad for our country. We're not going to put up with it any longer. What I have just described is only a small fraction of the common sense revolution that is now, because of us, sweeping the
Common
entire
sense
world.
revolution.
Common sense has become a common theme, and we will never go back. Never, ever going to let that happen. Among my very highest priorities is to rescue our economy and get dramatic and immediate relief
Here we
to
go.
working families. As you know, we inherited from the last administration an economic catastrophe and an inflation nightmare.
You gave inflation
Their policies
next.
drove up energy prices, pushed up grocery costs, and
So did
drove the
you.
necessities of life out of reach for millions and millions of Americans. They've never had anything like it. We suffered the worst inflation in 48 years, but perhaps even in the history of our country. They're not sure. As president, I'm fighting every day to reverse this damage and make America affordable again. Joe Biden especially let the price of eggs get out of control. The egg price is out of control.
Oh, God.
And we're working hard to get it back down. Secretary, do a good job on that. You inherited a total mess from the previous administration. Do a good job.
So you ain't gonna crack on your Republicans, huh? We're not gonna touch corporations. Got it. We're not gonna touch them. All right.
A major focus of our fight to defeat inflation is rapidly reducing the cost of energy. The previous administration cut the number of new oil and gas leases by 95%, slowed pipeline construction to a halt, and closed more than 100 power plants. We are opening up many of those power plants right now. And frankly, we have never seen anything like it. That's why on my first day in office, I declared a national energy emergency. As you've heard me say many times, we have more liquid gold under our feet than any nation on earth.
That's a
by
lie.
Far.
That's a
and
lie.
Now I fully authorize the most talented team ever assembled to go and get it. It's called Drill, Baby, Drill. My administration is also working on a gigantic natural gas pipeline in Alaska, among the largest in the world, where Japan, South Korea, and other nations want to be our partner with investments of trillions of dollars each. There's never been anything like that one.
What?
It will be truly spectacular. It's all set to go. The permitting is gotten. And later this week, I will also take historic action to dramatically expand production of critical minerals and rare earths.
Where
here
you
in
getting
the
them
USA.
from, sir? Where you getting them from? You're going to sell out Ukraine. Say less.
To further combat inflation, we will not only be reducing the cost of energy, but will be ending the flagrant waste of taxpayer dollars.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right.
And to that end, I have created the brand new Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. Perhaps you've heard of it. Perhaps.
More government, family, more government.
Which is headed by Elon Musk, who is in the gallery tonight.
Of course he is. Your pimp is in the building. The pimp is in the building.
Thank you, Elon. He's working very hard. He didn't need this. He didn't need this.
Ask him if he saw
Thank
his
you very
14th
much. We
kid.
appreciate it. Everybody here, even this side, appreciates it, I believe. They just don't want to admit that. Just listen to some of the appalling waste we have already identified. $22 billion from HHS to provide free housing and cars for illegal aliens. $45 million for diversity, equity, and inclusion scholarships in Burma. $40 million to improve the social and economic inclusion of sedentary migrants. Nobody knows what that is. $8 million to promote LGBTQI+ in the African nation of Lesotho, which nobody has ever heard of.
Lesotho?
$60 million for indigenous peoples.
It's
and
Lesotho.
Afro-Colombian empowerment.
God. It's
In
Lesotho.
Central America.
Never
$60
mind.
million.
Never mind.
$8 million for making mice transgender. This is real. $32 million for a left-wing propaganda operation in Moldova.
So you're telling
$10
me
million
Congress is
for
sexist?
male circumcision in Mozambique. $20 million for the Arab Sesame Street in the Middle East. It's a program. $20 million for a program.
So you're telling me
$1.9 billion
none of them asked these
recently created decarbonization of homes committee, headed up, and we know she's involved. Just at the last moment, the money was passed over by a woman named Stacey Abrams. Have you ever heard of her? A $3.5 million consulting contract for lavish fish monitoring. $1.5 million for voter confidence in Liberia. $14 million for social cohesion in Mali. $59 million for illegal alien hotel rooms in New York City.
Great. Now mention reparations.
Real estate
Show me
developers
something.
done very well. $250,000 to increase vegan local climate action innovation in Zambia. $42 million for social and behavior change in Uganda. $14 million for improving public procurement in Serbia. $47 million for improving learning outcomes in Asia. Asia's doing very well with learning. I don't know what we're doing. Should use it ourselves. And $101 million for DEI contracts at the Department of Education, the most ever paid, nothing even like it. Under the Trump administration, all of these scams And there are far worse, but I didn't think it was appropriate to talk about them. They're
Oh, you
so
talk
bad.
about everything else?
Many more have been found out and exposed and swiftly terminated by a group of very intelligent, mostly young people, headed up by Elon, and we appreciate it. We found hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud. And we've taken back the money and reduced our debt to fight inflation and other things. Taking back a lot of that money. We got it just in time. This is just the beginning. The Government Accountability Office, a federal government office, has estimated annual fraud of over $500 billion in our nation. And we are working very hard to stop it. We're going to. We're also identifying shocking levels of incompetence and probable fraud in the Social Security program for our seniors, and that our seniors and people that we love rely on. Believe it or not, government databases list 4.7 million Social Security members from people aged 100 to 109 years old. It lists 3.6 million people from ages 110 to 119. I don't know any of them. I know some people that are rather elderly, but not quite that elderly. 3.47 million people from ages 120 to 129. 3.9 million people from ages 130 to 139. 3.5 million people from ages 140 to 149. And money is being paid to many of them. And we're searching right now. In fact, Pam, good luck. Good luck. You're going to find it. But a lot of money is paid out to people because it just keeps getting paid, and nobody does. And it really hurts Social Security and hurts our country. 1.3 million people from ages 150 to 159, and over 130,000 people, according to the Social Security databases, are age over 160 years old. We have a healthier country than I thought, Bobby. Including, to finish, 1,039 people between the ages of 220 and 229, one person between the age of 240 and 249, and one person is listed at 360 years of age. More than 100 years, more than 100 years older than our country. But we're going to find out where that money's going. And it's not going to be pretty. By slashing all of the fraud, waste, and theft we can find, we will defeat inflation, bring down mortgage rates, lower car payments and grocery prices, protect our seniors, and put more money in the pockets of American families. And today, interest rates took a beautiful drop, big, beautiful drop. It's about time. And in the near future, I want to do what has not been done in 24 years, balance the federal budget. We're going to balance
it. You're going to balance the budget. Okay, baby.
With that goal in mind, we have developed in great detail what we are calling the Gold Card, which goes on sale very, very soon. For $5 million, we will allow the most successful job-creating people from all over the world to buy a path to U.S. citizenship. It's like the green card, but better and more sophisticated. And these people will have to pay tax in our country. They won't have to pay tax from where they came. The money that they've made, you wouldn't want to do that, but they have to pay tax, create jobs. They'll also be taking people out of colleges and paying for them so that we can keep them in our country instead of having them being forced out. Number one, at the top school, as an example, being forced out and not being allowed to stay and create tremendous numbers of jobs and great success for a company out there. So while we take out the criminals, killers, traffickers, and child predators who are allowed to enter our country under the open border policy of these people, the Democrats, the Biden administration, the open border insane policies that you've allowed to destroy our country, we will now bring in brilliant, hardworking, job-creating people. They're going to pay a lot of money, and we're going to reduce our debt with that money. Americans have given us a mandate for bold and profound change. For nearly 100 years, the federal bureaucracy has grown until it has crushed our freedoms, ballooned our deficits, and held back America's potential in every possible
starting to lose
way.
it.
The nation founded by pioneers and risk takers now drowns under millions and millions of pages of regulations and debt. Approvals that should take 10 days to get instead take 10 years, 15 years, and even 20 years before you're rejected. Meanwhile, we have hundreds of thousands of federal workers who have not been showing up to work. My administration will reclaim power from this unaccountable bureaucracy, and we will restore true democracy to America again.
What are we talking about?
And any federal bureaucrat who resists this change will be removed from office immediately. Because we are draining the swamp.
Oh, here we go again.
And the days of rule by unelected bureaucrats are
You mean
over.
like Elon? RFK wasn't elected. Never mind.
And the next phase of our plan to deliver the greatest economy in history is for this Congress to pass tax cuts for everybody. They're in there. They're waiting for you to vote. And I'm sure that the people on my right, I don't mean the Republican right, but my right here, I'm sure you're going to vote for those tax cuts, because otherwise I don't believe the people will ever vote you into office. So I'm doing you a big favor by telling you that. But I know this group is going to be voting for the tax.
I'm
Thank you.
shocked.
It's a very, very big part of our plan. We had tremendous success in our first term with it. A very big part of our plan. We're seeking permanent income tax cuts all across the board. And to get urgently needed relief to Americans hit especially hard by inflation, I'm calling for no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security benefits for our great seniors.
You may know you're full of crap on that.
And I also want to make interest payments on car loans tax deductible, but only if the car is made in America.
Sir, the American cars you're talking about get imported. I swear.
And by the way, we're going to have growth in the auto industry like nobody's ever seen. Plants are opening up all over the place. Deals are being made. Never seen. That's a combination of the election win and tariffs. It's a beautiful word, isn't it?
Why aren't you talking
that,
about
along with our other policies, will allow our auto industry to
anything about Canada and
boom.
Mexico. That
Boom.
should tell you something.
Spoke to the majors today, all three,
the
top people, and they're so excited. In fact, already numerous car companies have announced that they will be building massive automobile plants in America, with Honda just announcing a new plant in Indiana, one of the largest anywhere in the world.
And when are they going to do that, sir? Since we got to have this conversation. When are they going to do that? If you think they could just pop up with a goddamn factory that quick?
And this has taken place since our great victory on November 5th, a date which will hopefully go down as one of the most important in the history of our country. In addition, as part of our tax cuts, we want to cut taxes on domestic production and all manufacturing. And just as we did before, we will provide 100% expensing. It will be retroactive to January 20th, 2025. And it was one of the main reasons why our tax cuts were so successful in our first term, giving us the most successful economy in the history of our country. First term. We had a great first term. If you don't make your product in America, however, under the Trump administration, you will pay a tariff, and in some cases, a rather large one. Other countries have used tariffs against us for decades, and now it's our turn to start using them against those other countries. On average, the European Union, China, Brazil, India, Mexico, and Canada, have you heard of them?
Ooh, he's actually going to mention BRICS. I'm actually shocked.
Charge us tremendously
You didn't mention
higher
Russia, though.
tariffs than we charge them. It's very unfair. India charges us auto tariffs higher than 100%.
Correct.
China's average tariff on our products is twice what we charge them. And
Correct.
South Korea's average tariff is 4 times higher. Think of that, 4 times higher.
Correct.
And we give so much help militarily and in so many other ways to South Korea, but that's what happens. This is happening by friend and foe.
Now. Oh, I like it.
The system is not fair to the United States and never was. And so on April 2nd, I wanted to make it April 1st, but I didn't want to be accused of April Fool's Day. That's not, just one day cost us a lot of money. But we're going to do it in April. I'm a very superstitious person. April 2nd, reciprocal tariffs kick in. And whatever they tariff us, other countries, we will tariff them. That's reciprocal, back and forth. Whatever they tax us, we will tax them. If they do non-monetary tariffs to keep us out of their market, then we will do non-monetary barriers to keep them out of our market. There's a lot of that, too. They don't even allow us.
There's a lot of countries, too, sir.
We will take in trillions and trillions of dollars and create jobs like we have never seen before. I did it with China and I did it with others, and the Biden administration couldn't do anything about it because there was so much money they couldn't do anything about it. We have been ripped off for decades by nearly every country on earth, and we will not let that happen any longer. Much has been said over the last 3 months about Mexico and Canada, but we have very large deficits with both of them. But even more importantly, they've allowed fentanyl to come into our country at levels never seen before, killing hundreds of thousands of our citizens and many very young, beautiful people, destroying families. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. They are, in effect, receiving subsidies of hundreds of billions of dollars. We pay subsidies to Canada and to Mexico of hundreds of billions of dollars, and the United States will not be doing that any longer. We're not going to do it any longer.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to our America First policies we're putting into place, we have had $1.7 trillion of new investment in America in just the past few weeks. The combination of the election and our economic policies that people of SoftBank, one of the most brilliant anywhere in the world, announced a $200 billion investment. OpenAI and Oracle, Larry Ellison, announced $500 billion investment, which they wouldn't have done if Kamala had won. Apple announced $500 billion investment. Tim Cook called me. He said, I cannot spend it fast enough. It's going to be much higher than that, I believe. They'll be building their plants here instead of in China. And just yesterday, Taiwan Semiconductor, the biggest in the world, most powerful in the world, has a tremendous amount, 97% of the market, announced a $165 billion investment to build the most powerful chips on earth right here in the USA.
Oh, my God.
And we're not giving them any money. Your CHIPS Act is a horrible, horrible thing. We give hundreds of billions of dollars, and it doesn't mean a thing. They take our money and they don't spend it. All that meant to them, we're giving them no money. All that was important to them was they didn't want to pay the tariffs, so they came and they're building, and many other companies are coming. We don't have to give them money. We just want to protect our businesses and our people. And they will come because they won't have to pay tariffs if they build in America. So it's very amazing. You should get rid of the CHIP Act, and whatever's left over, Mr. Speaker, you should use it to reduce debt or any other reason you want to.
What? How you?
Our new trade policy will also be great for the American farmer. I love the farmer, who will now be selling into our home market, the USA, because nobody is going to be able to compete with you. Because there's goods that come in from other countries and companies. They're really in a bad position in so many different ways. They're uninspected. They may be very dirty and disgusting, and they come in and they pour in, and they hurt our American farmers. The tariffs will go on agricultural product coming into America, and our farmers, starting on April 2nd, it may be a little bit of an adjustment period. We had that before when I made the deal with China, $50 billion of purchases, and I said, just bear with me, and they did. They did. Probably have to bear with me again, and this will be even better. That was great. The problem with it was that Biden didn't enforce it. He didn't enforce it. $50 billion of purchases, and we were doing great, but Biden did not enforce it, and it hurt our farmers. But our farmers are going to have a field day right now. So to our farmers, have a lot of fun. I love you too. I love you too. It's all going to happen. And I have also imposed a 25% tariff on foreign aluminum, copper, lumber, and steel, because if we don't have, as an example, steel and lots of other things, we don't have a military, and frankly, we just won't have a country very long. Here today is a proud American steelworker, fantastic person from Decatur, Alabama, Jeff Denard. Has been working at the same steel plant for 27 years in a job that has allowed him to serve as the captain of his local volunteer fire department, raise 7 children with his beautiful wife, Nicole, and over the years provide a loving home for more than 40 foster children. So great, Jeff.
I don't even know what he's talking about.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Jeff. Stories like Jeff's remind us that tariffs are not just about protecting American jobs. They're about protecting the soul of our country. Tariffs are about making America rich again and making America great again, and it's happening, and it will happen rather quickly. There'll be a little disturbance, but we're okay with that. It won't be much. No, you're not. Oh. And look where Biden took us, very low, the lowest we've ever been. Jeff, I want to thank you very much. And I also want to recognize another person who has devoted herself to foster care community. She works so hard on it. A very loving person, our magnificent First Lady of the United States. Melania's work has yielded incredible results, helping prepare our nation's future leaders as they enter the workforce. Our First Lady is joined by two impressive young women, very impressive. Haley Ferguson, who benefited from the First Lady's Fostering the Future initiative and is poised to complete her education and become a teacher. And Elliston Berry, who became a victim of an illicit deepfake image produced by a peer. With Elliston's help, the Senate just passed the Take It Down Act, and this is so important. Thank you very much, John. John Thune, thank you. Stand up, John. Thank you, John. Thank you all very much. Thank you. And thank you to John Thune and the Senate. Great job. To criminalize the publication of such images online is terrible, terrible thing. And once it passes the House, I look forward to signing that bill into law. Thank you. And I'm going to use that bill for myself, too, if you don't mind. Because nobody gets treated worse than I do online. Nobody. That's great. Thank you very much to the Senate. Thank you. But if we truly care about protecting Americans' children, no step is more crucial than securing America's borders. Over the past 4 years, 21 million people poured into the United States. Many of them were murderers, human traffickers, gang members, and other criminals from the streets of dangerous cities all throughout the world. Because of Joe Biden's insane and very dangerous open border policies, they are now strongly embedded in our country, but we are getting them out and getting them out fast.
Oh my God.
And I want to thank Tom Homan and Christy. I want to thank you and Paul of Border Patrol. I want to thank you. What a job they've all done. Everybody, Border Patrol, ICE, law enforcement in general is incredible. We have to take care of our law enforcement. Have to.
You hear that? Here comes that crime bill. They're throwing out the crumbs on it.
Last year.
Here it comes.
A brilliant 22-year-old nursing student named Laken Riley, the best in her class, admired by everybody, went out for a jog on the campus of the University of Georgia. That morning, Laken was viciously attacked, assaulted, beaten, brutalized, and horrifically murdered. Laken was stolen from us by a savage illegal alien gang member who was arrested while trespassing across Biden's open southern border and then set loose into the United States under the heartless policies of that failed administration. It was indeed a failed administration. He had then been arrested and released in a Democrat-run sanctuary city, a disaster, before ending the life of this beautiful young angel. With us this evening are Laken's beloved mother, Allison, and her sister, Lauren. Last year, I told Laken's grieving parents that we would ensure their daughter would not have died in vain. That's why the very first bill I signed into law as your 47th president mandates the detention of all dangerous criminal aliens who threaten public safety. It's a very strong, powerful act. It's called the Laken-Riley Act. So Allison and Lauren, America will never, ever forget our beautiful Laken Hope Riley. Thank you very much. Since taking office, my administration has launched the most sweeping border and immigration crackdown in American history, and we quickly achieved the lowest numbers of illegal border crossers ever recorded. Thank you. The media and our friends in the Democrat Party kept saying we needed new legislation. We must have legislation to secure the border. But it turned out that all we really needed was a new president. Thank you. Joe Biden didn't just open our borders, he flew illegal aliens over them to overwhelm our schools, hospitals, and communities throughout the country. Entire towns like Aurora, Colorado, and Springfield, Ohio, buckled under the weight of the migrant occupation and corruption like nobody's ever seen before. Beautiful towns destroyed. Now, just as I promised in my inaugural address, we are achieving the great liberation of America.
This is boring.
But there still is much work to be done. Here tonight is a woman I have gotten to know, Alexis Nungari from Houston. Wonderful woman. Last June, Alexis's 12-year-old daughter, her precious Jocelyn, walked to a nearby convenience store. She was kidnapped, tied up, assaulted for 2 hours under a bridge, and horrifically murdered. Arrested and charged with this heinous crime are 2 illegal alien monsters from Venezuela, released into America by the last administration through their ridiculous open border. The death of this beautiful 12-year-old girl and the agony of her mother and family touched our entire nation greatly. Alexis, I promised that we would always remember your daughter, your magnificent daughter. And earlier tonight, I signed an order keeping my word to you. One thing I have learned about Jocelyn is that she loved animals so much. She loved nature. Across Galveston Bay, from where Jocelyn lived in Houston, you will find a magnificent national wildlife refuge, a pristine, peaceful, 34,000-acre sanctuary for all of God's creatures on the edge of the Gulf of America. Alexis, moments ago, I formally renamed that refuge in loving memory of your beautiful daughter, Jocelyn. So, Mr. Vice President, if you would, may I have the order?
My God. You still talking?
Thank you very much. All three savages charged with Jocelyn and Lakin's murders were members of the Venezuelan prison gang, the toughest gang, they say, in the world, known as Tren de Aragua. 2 weeks ago, I officially designated this gang, along with MS-13 and the bloodthirsty Mexican drug cartels, as foreign terrorist organizations. They are now officially in the same category as ISIS, and that's not good for them. Countless thousands of these terrorists were welcomed into the U.S. by the Biden administration. But now every last one will be rounded up and forcibly removed from our country, or, if they're too dangerous, put in jails, standing trial in this country, because we don't want them to come back ever. With us this evening is a warrior on the front lines of that battle, Border Patrol Agent Roberto Ortiz. Great guy. In January, Roberto and another agent were patrolling by the Rio Grande near an area known as Cartel Island. Doesn't sound too nice to me. When heavily armed gunmen started shooting at them, Roberto saw that his partner was totally exposed, at great danger, and he leapt into action, returning fire and providing crucial seconds for his fellow agent to seek safety, just barely. I have some of the prints of that event, and it was not good. Agent Ortiz, we salute you for your great courage and for your line of fire that you took, and for the bravery that you showed. We honor you, and we will always honor you. Thank you, Roberto, very much. Thank you, Roberto. And I actually got to know him on my many calls to the border. He's a great, great gentleman. The territory to the immediate south of our border is now dominated entirely by criminal cartels that murder, rape, torture, and exercise total control. They have total control over a whole nation, posing a grave threat to our national security. The cartels are waging war in America, and it's time for America to wage war on the cartels, which we are doing. Five nights ago, Mexican authorities, because of our tariff policies being imposed on them, think of this, handed over to us 29 of the biggest cartel leaders in their country. That has never happened before. They want to make us happy. First time ever. But we need Mexico and Canada to do much more than they've done, and they have to stop the fentanyl and drugs pouring into the USA. They're going to stop it. I have sent Congress a detailed funding request laying out exactly how we will eliminate these threats to protect our homeland and complete the largest deportation operation in American history, larger even than current record holder President Dwight D. Eisenhower, a moderate man, but someone who believed very strongly in borders. Americans expect Congress to send me this funding without delay so I can sign it into law. So, Mr. Speaker, John Thune, both of you, I hope you're going to be able to do that, Mr. Speaker. Thank you. Mr. Leader, thank you. Thank you very much. And let's get it to me. I'll sign it so fast, you won't even believe it. And as we reclaim our sovereignty, we must also bring back law and order to our cities and towns. In recent years, our justice system has been turned upside down by radical left lunatics. Many jurisdictions virtually ceased enforcing the law against dangerous repeat offenders while weaponizing law enforcement against political opponents like me. My administration has acted swiftly and decisively to restore fair, equal, and impartial justice under the constitutional rule of law, starting at the FBI and the DOJ. Pam, good luck. Cash, wherever you may be, good luck.
He's in Vegas.
Good luck. Pam Bondi. Good luck. So important. Going to do a great job. Cash, thank you.
He's in Vegas.
Thank you, Cash.
Oh, he actually showed up? What?
They've already started very strong. They're going to do a fantastic job. You're going to be very proud of them. We're also once again giving our police officers the support, protection, and respect they so dearly deserve. They have to get it. They have such a hard, dangerous job, but we're going to make it less dangerous. The problem is the bad guys don't respect the law, but they're starting to respect it, and they soon will respect it. This also includes our great fire departments throughout the country. Our firemen and women are unbelievable people, and we'll never forget them. And besides that, they voted for me in record numbers, so I have no choice. One year ago this month, 31-year-old New York police officer Jonathan Diller, unbelievably wonderful person and a great officer, was gunned down at a traffic stop on Long Island. I went to his funeral. The vicious criminal charged with his murder had 21 prior arrests, and they were rough arrests, too. He was a real bad one. The thug in the seat next to him had 14 prior arrests and went by the name of Killer. He was Killer. He killed other people, they say, a lot of them. I attended Officer Diller's service, and when I met his wife and one-year-old son, Ryan, it was very inspirational, actually. His widow's name is Stephanie, and she is here tonight. Stephanie, thank you very much, Stephanie. Thank you very much. Stephanie, we're going to make sure that Ryan knows his dad was a true hero, New York's finest. And we're going to get these cold-blooded killers and repeat offenders off our streets, and we're going to do it fast. Got to stop it. They get out with 28 arrests. They push people into subway trains. They hit people over the head, back of the head with baseball bats. We got to get them out of here. I've already signed an executive order requiring a mandatory death penalty for anyone who murders a police officer. And tonight I'm asking Congress to pass that policy into permanent law.
So what about a death penalty state? I'm sorry, a state that doesn't have death
I'm also
penalty.
asking for a new crime bill getting tough on repeat offenders while enhancing protections for America's police officers so they can do their jobs without fear of their lives being totally destroyed. They don't want to be killed. We're not going to let them be killed. Joining us in the gallery tonight is a young man who truly loves our police. His name is DJ Daniel. He is 13 years old, and he has always dreamed of becoming a police officer.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Here we go. Only gotta be one. I ain't understanding it.
But in 2018, DJ was diagnosed with brain cancer. The doctors gave him 5 months at most to live. That was more than 6 years ago. Since that time, DJ and his dad have been on a quest to make his dream come true, and DJ has been sworn in as an honorary law enforcement officer, actually a number of times. The police love him, the police departments love him. And tonight, DJ, we're going to do you the biggest honor of them all. I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service.
So?
What is that supposed to do? Oh, Jesus Christ. Are y'all serious right now? Y'all are not serious right now. And now y'all got him hugging the white man. Oh my Lord. We're not, and of course they from Texas. Oh my God. So we went from throwing out a black congressman to now giving a little black kid
believe his cancer likely came from a chemical he was exposed to when he was younger. Right. Since 1975, rates of child cancer have increased by more than 40%. Reversing this trend is one of the top priorities for our new presidential commission to make America healthy again, chaired by our new Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. With the name Kennedy, you would have thought everybody over here would have been cheering. How quickly they forget. Our goal is to get toxins out of our environment, poisons out of our food supply, and keep our children healthy and strong. As an example, not long ago, and you can't even believe these numbers, 1 in 10,000 children had autism, 1 in 10,000. And now it's 1 in 30.
First tweet. Oh, good God. I don't know. Man, I'm about to cut this off. I'm tired. This motherfucker ain't even talking. He ain't saying nothing.
Thank you. Stories like this are why, shortly after taking office, I signed an executive order banning public schools from indoctrinating our children with transgender ideology. I also signed an order to cut off all taxpayer funding to any institution that engages in the sexual mutilation of our youth.
Oh my God.
And now I
This
want
is boring.
Congress to pass a bill permanently banning and criminalizing sex changes on children and forever ending the lie that any child is trapped in the wrong body. This is a big lie. And our message to every child in America is that you are perfect exactly the way God made you.
This is boring.
Because we're getting wokeness out of our schools and out of our military, and it's already out, and it's out of our society. We don't want it. Wokeness is trouble. Wokeness is bad. It's gone. It's gone. And we feel so much better for it, don't we? Don't we feel better?
Okay. All right, then.
Our service members won't be activists and ideologues. They will be fighters and warriors.
I ain't gonna hold you, family. I don't want to hear no more. He ain't saying nothing. I think I'm gonna leave. I think it's time to go. All right. Hopefully you learned something. If you did, I done my job. If not, I'll try to be better next time. My luck, some bullshit's gonna happen after I leave, but who cares? I'll see you when I see you, I guess. I ain't even gonna go live tomorrow. I don't even want to do no post game. I care less. So I'm probably just gonna delete that live. Yeah, so I don't know. See y'all later. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Y'all take care, stay safe, and you know what to do when the agents of chaos gonna mess up your existence. Like this cocksucker right here, because I don't even know what the hell he talking about.
Time's up.
But did we have a good time here? Hello?
Gotta get your groove on.
At the end of the day gotta end.
That's it.